dual pay-per-views, which, I mean, is it Operation Overkill? I don't know. I mean, there's two different brands, I suppose. They could have waited one more week for Elimination Chamber, I think.
But Vince wants to do. You're gonna push like 2 pay-per-views.
Fastlane is like 4 more weeks away, so that's like 6 weeks after the pay-per-view. So I mean, like they could have done something. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's all about scheduling issues or whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited about the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Hold on, I do apologize about that. I'm not sure where the I don't know why my computer is making these noises. It shouldn't be.
It's possessed by the devil.
Or it could be possessed by
John Cena.
Or John Cena. Just because he's on the
He's on the screen. But Cena is kind of the devil of the WWE, kind of. You know, I mean, like he holds all the clout and the power, and he's the top of the game, and he can play pull the strings.
And
old Lucifer himself.
Before we get to talking about Elimination Chamber, I think we should talk a little bit about the main event that was announced for Fastlane this past week on Monday Night Raw with Goldberg and Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Now, we probably already talked about the fact that it was already announced that Goldberg was going to be doing something at Fastlane, but we had no idea as to what that something was going to be. Are you a little bit shocked to find out that it's for the Universal Championship?
It was actually rumored last week, and now it's actually being rumored this week among, I guess, some of the beat writers out there in the WWE that Goldberg is going to win the squash match. They're going to try to make Brock Lesnar and Goldberg the main event of WrestleMania for the Universal title.
Mark, do you think they need the Universal Championship for Goldberg and Lesnar to be over at WrestleMania?
Probably so, because it's been a big, really bad.
Speaking of really bad,
really bad matches.
By the way, Mark, you're getting a lot of welcome backs in the chat room on Twitch right now.
But the thing about but like there is Universal title, be good for that. But I don't think for the storyline it was water. Yeah, I want some water. I really think it could help, but you know, it's pretty much a match that pretty much can't have no helping. It's pretty much down to the gutter.
What do you guys think the chances are of WWE actually putting the Universal title on Goldberg at Fastlane?
I think they're high. I mean, I think you're looking for a percentage, I'd say about 90%. 80 to 90%.
But, Mark, would that be the smart move for WWE to do?
I don't think so. I think it would be better if the Universal title against the best friends, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens.
I agree.
And I think they should distract the Goldberg and Lesnar because it's pretty much 2 strikes.
Well, they're going to do it. They're going to do it either way. I mean, it's just a matter of whether it's for the title.
This man wants to, say, do it. Put it down there.
Which, I mean, like, Brock Lesnar's not booked for anything at Fastlane right now, so, I mean, he could technically come out and cost Goldberg the title, and, I mean, it would be another instance where Kevin Owens had somebody come in and help him.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about it last week, if you remember, the fact that Brock Lesnar was going to be working a live event in March in Madison Square Garden against Kevin Owens for the Universal title. But what are the chances of WWE actually changing titles these days at a house show? Slim to none.
Slim to none.
Yeah, slim to none.
And, I mean, you never know. Goldberg could show up at that event and cost, Lesnar his shot.
And they could play it as part of the storyline.
Well, right, and they need to do something with that storyline to kind of freshen it up after, seeing it for the last 4 months.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. They have to do something new. Welcome the Lone Wolf and that guy Tone in the YouTube chat. They got to do something to freshen up the feud because it's basically we haven't seen anything new out of it. So more than likely, from my perspective, and I don't know if you guys agree with it or not, but the Universal title would be that fresh change to put some more hype into that storyline.
I would agree. And I mean, I've been a big proponent of they need to put some, clout behind the Universal title. I mean, we've only had NXT champions, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens hold the Universal Championship. So they do need to put a little bit of legacy behind the belt.
But I don't think
Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho. I mean, they need a name to give that title some prestige. That's
Chris
the word I
Jericho
was
needs to wear
looking
the
for.
red belt, for his new, belt buckle.
Well, and they actually have talked about how they're going to be changing the title again, the world titles.
You mean the design of them, or?
Yeah, the design to, I guess, have more gold or silver or whatever in them.
Silver and gold.
Yeah, so they are. I mean, I guess they're going away from just the W,
Yeah.
So
there's rumors that they want to change the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title.
I don't think they should change the secondary titles, in my personal opinion. For one thing, we have the classic-looking Intercontinental title.
Right. The U.S. title I'd be okay with. I like the WCW U.S. title.
Yeah, and maybe change it to a design like that.
Right.
The Intercontinental title is the classic-looking Intercontinental title. And Mark, I don't know about you, but I don't think they should change it.
But
So big topic of this week is, of course, the debut of Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw. Well, the official debut of Samoa Joe.
Signing of Samoa Joe.
Like Bill Scott Steiner says, he's fat.
Which I wouldn't even say that's necessarily the big news, so to speak. Elimination Chamber is the news of the week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we're going to be talking about that in
of course.
minutes.
But Samoa Joe is the monster. And we can go through the Raw lineup here. But pretty much, Mick and Stephanie opened the show with their new signee, Samoa Joe. Foley was disagreeing with, playing the protagonist, I guess you can say. And Stephanie wasn't having it. And they seemed to kind of be butting heads. And Stephanie is, I guess, just like sticking with the authority thing. And, it is what it is. But I don't see Mick Foley lasting too much longer.
I like his little flannel jacket.
That was pretty sweet. But then Samoa Joe destroys people. He pretty much tried to put himself over. And, I mean, he was effective. I think he's been effective so far. And how can they keep that up?
I'm not sure. I mean, they are utilizing social media. If for one thing, we talked a little bit about it last week, also Samoa Joe changed his Twitter handle to The Destroyer. And again, it harkens back to what Triple H was saying about, the Destroyer is not far behind. And we all thought we meant like Triple H, the game being the Destroyer. I don't think anybody, Mark, saw the Destroyer being Samoa Joe.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome Raw debut.
Which, where do y'all see him, how can they book him, pretty much Seth Rollins is apparently on the shelf, quote unquote, which after this past week on Raw, I tend to think that the injury's kind of kayfabe.
Yeah, that's what I'm beginning to think too, because there are all reports out there that Seth Rollins versus Triple H is still on for WrestleMania.
Right. And they timed his injury out basically just in time for WrestleMania. So.
And the Lone Wolf in the YouTube chat says, I think WWE just wants to change the mid-card titles. Again, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the fact, I'll agree with the U.S. title, because that definitely needs a makeover. But to get rid of the classic Intercontinental title look, I don't agree with that whatsoever.
I like the Intercontinental
But before we go any further...
That's their best-looking belt.
Before we go any further... For those of you who don't know, we talk about Code of Honor, the COH Fed on here, as what up to my friend Andy in the chat room. They did something very special this week for their special Rumble in the Jungle, I believe it's called. Guys, take a look at this.
Sanders, big dog, gonna slam him down. Oh, what? It's WrestleGamer! WrestleGamer, surprise entry. What is he doing here? My God, the best commentator. You can tune in for his YouTube channel. WrestleGamer is entered the CUH Rumble. Wow! He hosts sports entertainment tonight, and WrestleGamer has entered the Rumble. He give you the first one eliminated, but no, he's going for it. He's got the triple W. He's number 3, the triple pick. Triple W. Uh-oh, now Sanders, big dog, gonna slam him down. Oh, what? It's WrestleGamer! WrestleGamer, surprise entry. What is he doing here? My God, the best commentator. You can tune in for his YouTube channel. WrestleGamer is entered the CUH Rumble. Wow. He hosts sports entertainment tonight, and WrestleGamer has entered the Rumble. He give me the first one eliminated, but no. He's going for it. He's got the triple W. He's number 3, the triple pick. Triple W. Uh-oh, no. Sanders Victor. Wow. Gonna slam him down. Oh,
yeah, that was pretty awesome, Billy. You're pretty athletic. You move around pretty good, man.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, that was the voice of D-Lam, the commentator of Code of Honor. And you guys should check them out every Wednesday and Thursday, and also on Sundays, too. They have their own specials. Again, that's twitch.tv/DLam1. And shout out to those guys from Code of Honor who have put me in the game. And I believe we're also starting our first call this week with Corey. Corey, what's up?
Hey, Corey, you missed me? Hey, Corey, you missed me?
Welcome back, buddy. Where you been?
I was in an asylum.
Yeah, he went to
He's a
Nashville,
lunatic
Tennessee.
fringe, Mark Trahan.
No, he went to Nashville, Tennessee. Remember the TNA asylum?
Aha.
He was in Nashville.
For real?
No.
Yeah, man.
And I've been you didn't answer my question last week.
As far as what you're talking about with Roman Reigns and Carmella,
No, not Carmelo.
who was it?
With Sasha Banks.
All of that was just rumors. I looked all over dirt sheets for anything about Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks, and there's nothing there. So there's nothing substantiated about that.
I think Roman Reigns is married.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is married, so I don't. Yeah, he's married. He's got a kid.
I heard him talking about his daughter on Raw.
Yeah, but he was doing that angle with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, cause I thought that was for real because I seen that on YouTube.
Well, here's a little thing you need to know about some of the people on YouTube, Corey. They're full of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The IWC.
Yeah, not a lot. A lot of them will just say anything on their channels just to get views. You know, whether it's substantiated, whether it's true or not, they'll just say anything for the views and the subscribers on YouTube. And that's one thing you will not get on here or on my channel. Everything that either we say on this show or I say on my channel is all 100% verified and true. I never pass any kind of false information whatsoever.
Yeah, CM Punk's coming back. No.
I'm gonna have to start checking out your channel.
Well, Corey, we got the Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. We got a lot on the card to talk about. Who do you see walking out the Elimination Chamber as the champion?
John Cena.
No.
John Cena?
You got Cena, AJ Styles, Miz, and Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, and Bray Wyatt.
I want Bray Wyatt in
I'm
there.
gonna go with Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, interesting.
Big.
Well, I want to present a very interesting scenario to you gentlemen.
Y'all wanna know why?
Why?
Because he should have run the Royal Rumble.
You think he should have won the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Well, he ended up getting eliminated by The Undertaker.
No, but they cheated for the Royal Rumble though.
Sure.
At least let him go to at least let him go to WrestleMania.
I don't know. I think everything hinges on what they're doing. As welcome to Brett Proctor in the YouTube chat room. What's up, Brett? And also, again, a big shout out to my friend Andy over at StokeHonda.com. I want to present a very interesting scenario to you, gentlemen, and I want to hear what you guys think about this. Okay. Because there's one person I think that's really being overlooked in the Elimination Chamber of what could happen, and it would present a very interesting way of doing the main event for WrestleMania this year.
But he's
Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm.
And Randy Orton winning the Rumble.
Well, I think that's almost the obvious choice, Billy.
Well, there were two obvious choices, though. One is John Cena,
Well, sure.
because Cena versus Orton, you know, there's...
Well, 3 really, because AJ Styles is an obvious choice as well.
And which makes picking the winner of the Elimination Chamber so difficult, because it's just as hard as the Royal Rumble. Even though there's not as many people in the Elimination Chamber, but I think everything hinges on who are the two people to start, who the 4 in the chambers, and in which order are they going to be entering the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Now, why is the chamber gonna be new this year?
Yeah, they did mention that on Raw, on SmackDown, that it's like a new version of the Elimination Chamber.
I think it's just for hype.
Yeah.
But
Just
I
for
mean,
hype.
they didn't mention how it was going to be different, though.
I know, but if anything, I think they just did it for hype.
Yeah.
You know, just to hype it up.
And what y'all talking about? What's going on with the belts?
There are rumors that they're going to be redesigning the championship belts, more than likely the Universal and WWE World Title. The Lone Wolf in the chat room says WWE wants to change the mid-card titles. The U.S. title, I can agree with. The Intercontinental title, no.
Yeah.
No, they need to leave the Intercontinental title like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's their best title.
Change the other title.
The U.S. title.
Well, they did change recently the Raw tag team titles to the silver, like
that's really
SmackDown had.
I like that.
Yeah, when Cesaro and Sheamus won them.
But those red straps look pretty bad.
The blue's much better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like the blue and the black, I mean, that works, but the red just kind of look goofy.
Yeah, but I think they had to stick with the red considering it's
It's
Monday Night
Raw,
Raw.
I get it, but it just looks goofy.
What's that?
But
That hardcore belt.
then I get a UK top championship.
I think that might be an NXT's mid-card title.
More than likely, because on next week's NXT show, and I'm trying to remember what his name is, like Trent Bailey.
They say he has like no charisma.
Yeah, he's the 19-year-old kid who won the
Tyler Bates.
No, Tyler Bates. Tyler Bate. I'm sorry.
Or Mr. Masturbate.
No, yeah, Tyler Bate will be
Master
defending.
Bates.
That could be his new nickname.
We're still on AOC, even though we're on YouTube. as
Well, I mean, like if he's like master of a dojo,
No. But it's Tyler Bate defending the United Kingdom Championship on next week's NXT against the mayor of Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven.
Who can I predict?
What you got?
I don't know. That little 19-year-old look good. I don't know, but that'll do my cheek.
I did get the chance to see him for the first time because I didn't watch the UK tournament. I did get to see him. I think it was last week on NXT when they did the last of the matches from San Antonio, and I was really impressed with what he had to offer for a 19-year-old
He
kid.
looked really good, but I like his finishing move.
Oh yeah, the Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he calls it the Tyler Driver 97, which I would think would be a reference to his age because he's 19 years old.
Yeah.
It's a bad move he got.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with them and with him and Trent Seven.
When they got another tournament?
Like the women?
Yeah, I know they.
I haven't
That's
heard.
supposed to be around the summertime.
Yeah, around the summertime.
SummerSlam.
For the women.
Like
For
around
the women,
July
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, they're gonna be bringing in a lot of the female talents from the indies. So we look to see some like one of the bigger names we've seen before.
And I could even see him doing the same thing they did with the cruiserweights and giving the women their own show. Hopefully.
You know who impressed me?
What?
For the women on NXT.
Who's that?
That Asuka, but the other one.
Ember Moon.
Oh, yes.
You like her?
That
Like her
Stone
pretty
Cold
page?
stunner off the top rope.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Man, they got some good money to do that, man.
All right, so your pick for the Elimination Chamber, Corey, you said it was Baron Corbin, correct?
How about for the tag team titles? They got American Alpha,
Let's
the
just call it the
Usos.
entire SmackDown Live Tag Team division.
Yeah.
Why don't we call it that?
Here, let me
What you got?
Okay.
Call it out to me.
Call it out.
You got American Alpha, the Usos, the Ascension, who got a pin the other night for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
Vaudevillains, Breezango, Slater, Heath Slater, and Rhyno.
Yeah, the Rhyno and the Slater.
I'm going to go with, at one point I'm going to say the Usos, but at the other point,
I agree.
I'm going to say the Vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains, wow.
Former NXT Tag Team Champions?
I think they're the first pin, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got the Usos in this one, y'all.
Oh, no, I got the Vaudevillains.
So.
I would not be surprised to see them push American Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think whatever it's going to lead to, basically you're going to get American Alpha versus Usos at WrestleMania.
Yeah, with Kurt Angle as their manager.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That would be really cool.
The new greatest tag team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they would get more over if, like, the Usos won an Elimination Chamber and they won the titles back at WrestleMania with Kurt Angle.
Hey, what's the other matches?
You got 3 women's matches on the SmackDown card.
Yeah, we got Mickie James and Becky Lynch.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Mickie James.
Really?
You want me to tell you
Yeah,
why?
they got to put her over.
You know what? No, you want me to tell you why?
Sure.
That's for a belt.
She had a
No,
big booty.
no.
Nope.
Oh, that's a regular match?
Yeah.
Regular.
I think Mickie James left and she came back, but in a way, I think she still got it.
Well,
Yeah.
well, remember, when she left WWE, she went to TNA, and she's been in TNA all that time.
Yeah, she got married, had a kid.
She kind of still got it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she
Sure.
still does. I saw it in
Especially
person.
with her in them tight blue jeans she had on SmackDown.
Ah.
Yeah, I saw it in person. Yeah. I saw that in person like,
We know you would, Corey. You don't even have to tell
hey,
us.
Corey, I saw that 2 inches away. I saw it at a live show. That's a meter.
From 2 inches away.
Come to-
2 feet away.
Gi-
You
give-
just
give her-
set yourself up for that one, Mark.
Yeah. We also got Alexa Bliss defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Naomi. Is this Naomi's time for her first championship?
Hey, I think so. But
I kind
I'm
of
gonna
hope
say
so.
not right now. Not right now, because you know why? She gonna get it in Orlando.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
They could do it.
Sir.
They
Yes,
could,
sir.
they could do it.
And look, that's my final prediction.
Is your final prediction?
Yes, sir.
All right, Corey. Well, it was great talking to you this week, man, and we'll talk to you next week when we. No trivia, man. I can't think of anything to ask you right now.
What does ODB stand for?
I can I say it?
Yeah.
You can say the first two, but not the last one.
You can say the last one. It's PG-13. Old dirty bastard.
Well, that's not the ODB that I met over the past weekend.
That's the one from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Shimmy, shimmy, yo, shimmy, shimmy, yay.
That's the one with the big boobies, right?
We don't master
Well, the one with the big boobies.
Great talking to you, Corey. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Hey, you should have the show last Sunday.
One with the boobies.
I saw Billy looking at him, you know, that picture he's.
Billy's got some animated boobies on his computer.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That one made me laugh. I'm sorry.
She's the one with the big boobies.
But speaking of animated boobies, how about Bailey and Nia Jax on Raw?
One set you want to see, the other set you're scared to see.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, what can they do with Nia Jax? I mean, they're going to eventually have to do, like, Kong versus Nia Jax, huh?
Yeah.
If they ever bring her back, and I don't think they would ever.
Karma.
Yeah.
Karma,
But I think
yeah.
she's done with wrestling, I think.
I don't know. I mean, I think that would be a good
What about
match.
Jessica Havoc? I mean, she was kind of like they kind of teased that in TNA for a little while when Kong was still wrestling with Havoc and her. Why not just bring in, or they could bring in Jessica Havoc during the women's tournament that we were just talking about a few minutes ago.
Who's the girl in Insanity with the Eric?
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, she's good.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
You're on the air.
Billy,
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
it's Hurricane Ronnie.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hurricane Rhino, a good friend of mine. He was at the LCW show. Magnificent performance of of his own rendition of the Rockets theme of Hurricane. Hurricane, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good.
And let's just say,
Thank you for that.
this is a better hurricane than the hurricane, if you know what I mean.
Aha.
Well, you don't listen.
So
That was a fun weekend too.
oh yeah, it was. It definitely was. And if you guys want to check out what we're talking about, I'm going to be uploading the Louisiana Championship Wrestling show on my channel, Match by Match, here over the next few days here on my YouTube channel. So you guys want to check it out, make sure you subscribe to
We should
YouTube.
show some of them on the show.
Yeah, we could start next week. We could start
Yeah,
next
show a
week.
match a night or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll for next week here on the show, we'll show the very first match, which was
great.
the LCW United States Championship. Flip the Wolfman Jackson defending the title against Trucker Jones.
Flip.
So,
And you got the main event going on there soon too.
oh yeah, definitely. So be sure you guys look for that one, especially with Hurricane Ronnie's performance. It was really, really good.
Oh, thank you, man.
All right, so Hurricane, we've been talking about possibly the Elimination Chamber, who we see coming out of as the champion. Who do you see coming out as champion?
I ain't caught up on who was all in the match.
It's
But I'm
John Cena.
confused about for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
It's the WWE title and SmackDown, and they made the Universal. They split the belts.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So so SmackDown has the
with Raw.
SmackDown has the WWE World Title, and Monday Night Raw has the Universal title.
So
Which
they
the
have-
Universal title is not over at all because they've only had 2 NXT stars carry it.
Yeah, Finn Balor for like less than 24 hours, and then Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Elimination. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Right after the Royal Rumble.
Who's all in it?
In the Elimination Chamber, we have John Cena as the champion, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, The Miz, and Baron Corbin.
Oh, I'm going with Dean Ambrose or The Miz. That's what
Wow.
I think right there.
Well, I kind of have to disagree with you with Dean Ambrose on for one thing. He's holding the Intercontinental title right now, so I don't think that would make him a dual champion. The Miz, I think if WWE wants to piss off the fans. Yeah, but Miz has really been getting over as a heel lately on SmackDown Live, wouldn't you say, Nick?
Yeah, I'd say it's not yet quite the time for Miz, but he's having a damn good year, or he's been really doing a good job. So I see him maybe more Money in the Bank.
Possibly. Mark, what do you think?
Money in the Bank, get him Heath. He gets the briefcase and he talks crap about it again. And look, I'm Money in the Bank winner. Look at me.
Yep.
See, I missed the past couple recent shows of SmackDown and Raw. I had them on the DVR because when the Royal Rumble happened, I got the network. So I've been just watching everything on the network, but old things.
So you missed Samoa Joe's Monday Night Raw debut this past week.
Yeah, I didn't even watch. I still didn't get to watch it because it's DVR. That's why I didn't even know who was in the chamber match. But I know I'm watching it.
Well, it's such a quick turnaround from the Royal Rumble to try and promote that.
Yeah, only 2 weeks.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just
I
a man
know.
for you.
It used to be like a month.
Yeah, but since they had the brand split, they're giving the Lone Wolf. Yeah, be sure you check out the Lone Wolf's YouTube channel as well, guys. If you guys want to check them out. Ever since they split up the brands, they've given each brand their own separate pay-per-view aside from the big 4 pay-per-views like the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, like that. And I don't know about you, Hurricane, but I think that's a little bit overload to have 2 pay-per-views a month.
Yeah, it's like a lot going on. It's a lot to keep up with. But I mean, everything's so different. Like when I first started watching wrestling, it used to be like I would watch WWF Superstars, and you would see like the stars face like a no-name kind of a guy, the jobbers, and you never see him face off against another star until
maybe in the main event.
Pay-per-view time. So then it like meant something because it was building up to that. But back then there was only 4 pay-per-views.
Right, so they maybe had 20 guys on the roster, 20, 30 guys.
Yeah.
And now it's like 60 to 80 guys, you know?
A lot just changed, but I mean, even like, well, I'm not complaining, like just like now that I have the network, because I only get it certain times of the year, like for Royal Rumble, or when it's time for WrestleMania, and when I have it for that month, I'm watching nonstop, so like, whenever I'm watching that, I lose track of what's current, because I'm watching all the old school stuff or the documentaries on there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I definitely have to highly recommend that you check out while you have the network, Hurricane, is NXT. I consider NXT to be the saving grace of WWE. That's where a lot of the great talent and a lot of the great wrestling to have. And speaking of NXT, Nigel McGuinness started his commentary gig on NXT this week, and I got to say, he sounded really, really good with Tom Phillips. Now, with Showtime Percy Watson, I don't know.
After we just met Blue Pants this past weekend, I started watching NXT last night, and I was surprised. Like I watched, it was the latest episode they had, but I like that better than Raw, and I couldn't believe I was liking it so much. And so now I went and watched that, and I watched Breaking Ground. So that's what I've been watching right now.
Great.
Definitely. Well, Hurricane Ronnie also has his own YouTube channel. Hurricane, you want to tell everyone about it?
Yeah, I got wrestling videos on there, have cooking videos on there, travel, gaming. It's just a mixture of all kind of different videos and vlogs. And it's Enigma TV. To get to it, it's Enigmatic Aquarius Worldwide. I know that's it's probably a lot, but there's maybe we could I could put a comment or something on one of your videos if they go to your channel.
Yeah, well, after the show tonight, the show's going to be automatically archived to YouTube, so just do it like that.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, Hurricane. Well, man, it was great having you on. It was great talking to you, man, but we got to let you go, man.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
All right, great hearing from you, man.
Good talking to you too, man.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too.
Now, back to Nia Jackson Bayley. She has to be the monster of the women's division as far as who they could bring in to kind of, well, if they take the title off of Asuka and bring her up to the main roster, they can have her as the adversary for Nia Jax.
Surely. Well, and I mean, I think Charlotte is the top dog right now. Or the top kitty, or the top pussycat, you can say. But I see them going toward a fatal four-way at WrestleMania with Bayley, Nia Jax, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. So they're doing 2 separate feuds right now, and then they'll probably all come together to a certain degree. But yeah, Nia Jax kind of won. But I think that pretty much,
when you say more of the focus was towards Charlotte and Bayley and not on Nia Jax?
Yeah, because that's the title match, and they actually have a title match next week, Bayley versus Charlotte, along with Emelina finally debuting after like 6 months
Your
of
dreams
promotion.
have come true, Mark.
Yeah, Emelina. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. So Emelina, and there's also going to be a festival of friendship next week between Jericho and Owens.
Yeah, you're my best friend.
A festival of friendship. So we should have one of those one time here on Sports Entertainment tonight.
Not if you paid me.
Yeah.
Or we do This Is Your Life.
So
This is pretty much my life.
That's pretty much what's going on in the women's division. Braun Strowman kind of got himself a match at Fastlane. He went against some jobbers, but ultimately, Mick Foley came out and
One of
he
them
won
ran
some
away during the
competition.
match. I laughed at that. I thought that was funny.
The one dude running away?
Yeah.
But we're going to have Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman at Fastlane.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which way they go with this. Now, if they're going to start building between Roman Reigns and Undertaker for WrestleMania, then look for a possible appearance by Undertaker at Fastlane.
Which I'm curious how that's going to go. I mean, I guess Undertaker's mad Roman Reigns eliminated him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's...
And according to Dave Meltzer, that was the whole reason why they had Roman Reigns eliminate The Undertaker, to start the feud between the two.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, Dave Meltzer. Listen.
Yeah, he's
the god of wrestling talk, I guess.
Yeah, he's always on the ball.
Drew Gulak against Akira Tozawa. Tozawa's been looking pretty good.
He always looks good.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he was pretty over with the crowd, too.
Yeah.
Which is one of the only cruiserweight contenders that's over with the crowd. T.J. Perkins needs to turn heel. That dude gets crickets every time he goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, that theme song ain't helping him.
Well, it's like,
Mega Man
okay, I
theme
played
song.
video games and I was homeless for a while.
What's wrong with playing video games?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know.
You're
make
talking
him
to
play.
the Wrestle Gamer right here.
I am, but make him play video games on a segment. You know, like, put something behind the storyline. You know, like where it's just like, okay, he just has a video game intro.
Or like
They tried to do that with a tag team. It was Trent Beretta, and I can't remember who his tag team partner was, but it was Trent Beretta and somebody else. But they had them over as like gamers and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you could challenge people in 2K17 in the back or something like
If
that.
people actually play it, no offense to D-Lam 1 and the COH guys.
Which I really enjoyed this. Jericho and Owens coming out. They kind of messed with Tom Brady. And they put Tom Brady on the list.
yeah, he's on the list.
And then
Yeah, he should be on the list.
basically they were talking about how they should do Kevin Owens versus Jericho at WrestleMania, or at least Jericho was saying that, and then they agreed, I guess. But then not Brock Lesnar, Goldberg. So Goldberg came and got himself a Universal title shot because Jericho pretty much volunteered Owens for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, do you think that's maybe starting the real dissension between the two?
Well, especially if Kevin Owens loses, which right now I heard it's rumored that Kevin Owens is supposed to lose in a squash to Goldberg.
I wouldn't be surprised. And like we were talking about it earlier, and again, if they really want to reinvent and reinvigorate the feud between Lesnar and Goldberg,
Have Lesnar come cost him the title.
yeah,
maybe.
either that or put the Universal title in the mix.
Surely.
It's an either-or situation.
Which, I mean, like, costing him the title in the match for Kevin Owens is kind of played out at this point. Because
I guess you put bacon
Jericho
on-
did that, like, what, 5 pay-per-views in a row?
Yeah, you put bacon on crap, it'll probably taste good.
Yeah, bacon's good on anything. I
Yeah.
agree with that, Mark. So that's set up. That
Corey,
should be
do
the
us a
main
favor
event.
and put some bacon on some boobies and find out if they taste good.
Or some bootios.
Why did I say that?
I should have put some plaques on
How about the tag team titles? They're up for grabs. Cesaro and Sheamus got their rematch against Gallows and Anderson.
Oh, it was so plainly obvious when Cass and Enzo were sitting out there.
That they were going to get involved,
Yeah.
especially when they weren't on commentary. Like on the stage, they were just ringside.
Exactly. And again, I just hate it when they get so painfully obvious. You just look at them like,
It was pretty bad.
yeah.
New Day against the Shining Stars for some reason. It was basically an excuse for New Day to come out and do some comedy.
so for
Sami
Shining
Zayn got a title shot at the U.S. title against Chris Jericho. A really good match.
Yeah, but the expected interference from Kevin Owens.
Surely. And
Oh,
Jericho
okay,
got the win. Austin Aries interviewed Neville. I think that is a preview to the feud that they're going to have for WrestleMania. But needless to say, they were setting up a fatal 5-way match that they had on 205 Live.
Yeah, a little update to that. Tony Nese got injured.
Which I was wondering what happened in these.
Yeah.
They put Mustafa Ali instead.
Yeah, they had a match with Mustafa Ali and Arya Davari at the beginning of the show. Ali won the match, and they inserted him into the Fatal 5-Way. And I watched it on 205 Live.
I actually did too. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and gentleman Jack Gallagher came out on top and is now the new #1 contender for
So
Neville.
that's the third set match at Fastlane. The
And again,
Cruiserweight title,
change
Neville against
Neville's entrance
Jack
theme.
Gallagher.
Change
they get
Neville's
sinister.
entrance theme. The face
It's
theme.
still a good guy theme.
Yeah, it's still a good guy theme. It doesn't fit the character. It doesn't fit the heel persona. And to me, more like a Game of Thrones theme would almost be fitting because he's calling himself the king of the cruiserweights.
The king.
And you have to bend at the knee and pay respect to the king.
Yeah, I mean, they might as well have him come out in a robe and
He's the king of the hobbits.
You know.
King of the hobbits.
Yeah.
But that ended up leading to a 6-man tag with all the cruiserweights.
And Neville took a walk during that match, didn't he?
Surely, and it was just the fatal 5-way contenders left, which of course you mentioned Nice. Roman Reigns winning against Samoa Joe in the main event of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, very similar to Joe already.
Yeah, but when you have the announcement of the match between the two, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, you almost expected Braun Strowman to come out and interfere in the match.
Surely, which of course Samoa Joe was able to get the victory after that. But that pretty much wrapped up Raw. I think Raw's been doing a lot better job of not having as many backstage segments and just crap and promos. They're having more matches, it seems like, or they're airing more matches at least.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
So Raw has been getting better in 2017 than what it was in 2016.
All right, so but I think with the time left, I think we should talk a little bit about Elimination Chamber because
and how they built it up in SmackDown this last week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Daniel Bryan and Miz kind of started off the show. Then basically it's all the Elimination Chamber people coming out, arguing, and he booked a fatal 4-way. So Miz, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles all went at it in the opening match of SmackDown. Pretty
Very
good match.
Yes, I agree. Very good.
But ultimately, Baron Corbin was able to come away with the victory to kind of give him a little heat going into Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, they've been pushing him the past couple of weeks good. If you think about it, last week he got over big time in the main event, after the commentary.
Surely, and he did well in the Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah, and now he went over in this fatal 4-way. So don't look for him to win the Elimination Chamber this week.
Right, which we had Dolph Ziggler against Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews won with the cheap roll-up, but Ziggler kind of went off on him after. Kalisto made the save. They got a triple threat at Elimination Chamber. So what do you guys think? Ziggler, Kalisto, or...
No, correction. It's not a triple threat. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Apollo Crews and Kalisto taking on Dolph Ziggler.
Which I say Ziggler's just going to go off, maybe. Hit him with the chair or something like that, get disqualified.
I wouldn't be surprised considering the direction. And what's been your thoughts, Mark, on this direction they're going with Dolph Ziggler?
I think it's good because he makes his character into his persona and gimmick. It gives him something to fight for. Like, he wants to be known. He wants to show everybody that he's the show off.
Without a doubt.
And it was getting stale with him being, babyface. He's better at being a
because he
heel.
never won. And I think people don't believe in Dolph just because he never wins.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And he needs to be pissed about not winning.
But, I mean, they definitely need to back up this new heel turn with some wins. Even if they're underhanded wins.
Which is why my pick for Elimination Chamber in that match is going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Surely. It makes sense. Let's see. They had the double contract signing with the women. They have 3 women's matches, actually. Natalya and Nikki had a video where they kind of argued. Or like a dual podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
Mickie James against Becky Lynch. Alexa Bliss against Naomi. They signed the contract, talked trash, got in a fight. Typical contract signing. How about a 12-man tag with all the Elimination Chamber tag members? The heels went over, and as we mentioned earlier, the Ascension got their first pin in probably like a year or 2.
Yeah.
So
and we don't count main event or superstars or anything like that.
Surely, they probably went out and had a good time that night. John Cena against Randy Orton. The whole reason why I don't think that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania. Why would they give it away for free on SmackDown? Bray Wyatt. But that leads you to what are they going to do with Cena if they're not going to do Undertaker? If they're doing Roman Reigns on Undertaker?
Here's a better question. What are they doing with Luke Harper?
Well, we'll see about that. I mean, how that plays in. I think he'll just play into the main event of Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton. Yeah. So he'll probably be involved in that match somehow. However, I see John Cena possibly going against Baron Corbin at WrestleMania.
Possibly. I think it all hinges on what happens at Elimination Chamber.
Oh, definitely. But that leaves, because you definitely know Miz and Dean Ambrose are going to go against each other.
Intercontinental title.
So, I mean, and then AJ Styles has been rumored to possibly go against Shane McMahon.
That would be interesting. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, that leaves Baron Corbin with John Cena, which, of course, Cena will kind of put him over a little bit. Maybe give him what would it be, right after WrestleMania? Oh, shit. Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Extreme Rules.
I said that's right.
Oh, I did. Sorry about that.
Corey said boobies earlier, so I think you're good.
Yeah. Well, it's late, so the kiddos are asleep.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Go to school.
Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting, folks. I mean, other than that, we got Randy Orton and Luke Harper at Elimination Chamber as well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Randy Orton go over on that one.
Well, surely he's the number one contender. Yeah. I don't know if Bray Wyatt will get involved or not.
I don't think he would be getting involved since he's involved in the Elimination Chamber.
And Harper might even come out and help Bray Wyatt win the Elimination Chamber. You never know. So.
The question is how.
Well, they've done that before.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Like somebody's injured or something like that, and they have to lift the cage
or leave the door open.
Yeah, right. So, but I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. I'm guessing that would be all they have on the pay-per-view. Maybe like Mojo Rawley or something in a pre-show match or something.
Oh, and do we get to talk about the Rock and Roll Express?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So it's Kurt Angle, Rick Rude, Rock and Roll Express right now.
Kurt Angle.
No, it's just Kurt Angle and the Rock and Roll Express. Rick Rude, I don't think is.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
Oh, it wasn't official.
No, it wasn't official. Rock and Roll Express and Kurt Angle are official.
Did you ever meet Rock and Roll Express?
Yes.
They're nice guys.
Oh yeah, they really are.
I read
let me just say, Robert Gibson has a cavalcade of genitalia jokes for men. Just leaving it at that.
Yeah.
He told nothing but that.
Oh, wow.
When I got the chance to meet them for the 3 shows that we did with them.
Uh-huh. Well, congratulations to them. They are one of the greatest tag teams of, ever.
Hopefully they got Ricky Ward now from that scaffolding. They had a total nonstop deletion.
Yeah.
That cherry picker, I mean.
Last year they started the Legends series, so that and they put a bunch of people from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and they put 10 or 15 of them last year. They'll probably do the same thing, and then they can have their big name stars, kind of in the top 5 or 6 or whatever that they do. What are y'all's other predictions as far as? Who else could they put in?
I can see Rick Rude. Well, the women, I could see maybe.
I would like to see Vader go in.
Yeah, Vader
would be another good one.
Which they have,
maybe Lex Luger.
You scoffed at that for some reason. Why?
He was in a WrestleMania main event.
Lex Luger was horrible.
And he was definitely a WCW legend.
Yeah.
I would say Bam Bam or.
Yeah, Bam Bam would be another good one.
I still think he should go into the Hall of Fame.
DDP, too. I think that's a shoe.
Which woman should go to the Hall of Fame?
So they got a lot of good choices.
Woman,
I think Miss Elizabeth should go in the Hall of Fame, Florida.
I think she already is, isn't she?
No, she's not.
I'm not sure.
What about Terry Runnels?
No, she's not in the Hall of Fame.
Which they were talking about opening a physical Hall of Fame in Orlando for this year's WrestleMania. I haven't heard anything about it.
I would like to see them do it.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Because the wrestling nostalgia that would be there.
Yeah, they have warehouses full of stuff that they can fill the Hall of Fame.
I watched the video of them on YouTube. They have tons of stuff.
Sure. Well, they had that warehouse show or something like that, on YouTube. So, but I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber, guys. Ultimately, we're all going Wyatt for the most part. I would like AJ Styles. I would love a AJ Styles Randy Orton main event.
All right, well, let's start it like this. Let me ask you guys this question: Who are the first 2, and who are the 4 in the pots?
I think the first 2 might even maybe be Miz and Ambrose.
Yeah. With an Ambrose, and I think the last one should go out was probably John Cena's because he's the champion. But I think it's gonna be Miz and Ambrose starting it out.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they had Cena starting it out. Because
Right.
then it would be kind of an indication that possibly Cena would be...
That would be a reason.
to drop the title off of him.
Sure.
Since-
Why did they put it on him? Just to give him the high flare?
Yeah.
If they're going to take it away from him so quick. You know, and wouldn't he be entitled to rematch at some point, you know? And so,
Yeah, but if they do the rematch, then more than likely we could see probably one of the Wyatt members interfere.
Right, and they might do that on SmackDown
Yeah.
or something. So, yeah, we got another call.
Hello, caller, you're on the air. James, that's you, huh, James?
Yes.
Hey, guy.
How you doing,
doing?
James?
I saw a guy with the New Orleans Saints emblem on his hat. I seen him trying to say the Diamond Dallas Page. He makes a diamond cutter.
So you think that DDP should be another person that goes into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page.
All right, James, what are your picks in the Elimination Chamber? John Cena, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin. Who am I leaving out? AJ Styles. Who do you think's going to come out the champion of that one?
My partner, you can't see me.
Really? Okay. What about the women's title match with Naomi and Alexa Bliss?
I think, okay. The one with the red hair.
She's not in the match. Becky Lynch is in a match with Mickie James.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's that?
Naomi is the dancer.
About?
Naomi is the Naomi is the one that dances with the glow and whatnot.
That should have
Yeah.
but
The black girl,
yeah,
She's married to one. She's married to, I think, is it Jimmy or Jay Uso?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. She's married to Jimmy Uso.
Yeah,
And then you got the tag team elimination chamber,
Hey,
too.
that's what you talking about, Jazz.
No.
I think the girl named Jazz.
No.
She looks like Jazz, kind of.
No, she does not look like Jazz. I know what Jazz looks like. He knows what Jazz looks like. No, her name is Naomi.
What you talking about? The glitter in her hair. What's that girl's name is?
The one with the glitter in her hair, that's Alexa Bliss.
And the other girl, the black girl, what's that black girl's name?
Naomi. This is getting rapidly inappropriate.
I'll pick her.
Okay. All right. And what about the tag team title match? We got American Alpha, the Vaudevillains, Breezango, Heath, Slater, and Rhyno. The
Usos and Ascension.
Usos and the Ascension.
I think Rhyno is going to, and
Heath Slater?
the other guy is going to win that match.
Because he got kids.
You got kids,
He's
man.
got kids, man.
I got kids.
And then you got Randy Orton and Luke Harper.
I think I'm going with Luke Harper.
I wouldn't be
Nice.
surprised.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. But my pick is still Randy Orton.
And how about Nikki Bella
I
versus
always go
Natalya?
With that family.
Well,
My favorite.
well, you know what? I think after Elimination Chamber, you might get your answer.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Possibly. Because my pick is for Bray Wyatt to win the
You know who
title.
else came to WWE now?
Say that again, James?
Hey, do you know who came into WWE now too?
Who?
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. James, we just got less than 30 seconds in the show, man, so we got to let you go, man.
Okay, you take care of yourself, and I'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
All right, my thanks to everyone who called into the show this week. So with that
And if you didn't, you just made the list.
that being said, he's Nick Nene Fuquay. He's Mark Shaw. I am your friendly neighborhood wrestling gamer, and we'll see you next week right here on Sports Entertainment Tonight. Bye, guys.
Bye.